And he said, leave him alone, because he's my food.
Yeah.
And when I keep having friction with them, he goes, let's kill this little. I'm representation of that environment, bro. That is, mine's is not, I only know what I know. Like, I'm only writing what I know.
Right.
At that point. When they choose that, they're choosing something that's a little different than saying, fuck, it's our food. They're afraid. Look, when the feds come in the indictment, they said that they beat the case.
Yeah.
Ain't beat no case. You never did nothing.
Right.
You never did nothing. They put him in the indictment because when you gave him 50,000, they said you was money laundering. But there was no money laundering. They didn't give him the dirty 50,000. You gave him the 50,000 because you. And he said, leave him alone because he's my food.
Yeah.
And when I keep having friction with them, he goes, let's kill this little.
Yeah.
Because he keep getting in the way, and they're our food.
Yeah.
There was no money laundering, bro. Man, tell you he beat the case, and when he said by the time he was done with his case, he owed $2 million. How did you beat? How did you win? You never did nothing. They gave him a case. Went to trial, put him to trial with a legal aid attorney. A legal aid attorney had never been to trial. Because they couldn't help. There was no financial help or support for him because of that.
Right.
So the government is saying, get these out of the way, trying to help by giving them this the case. And they'll struggle to beat that case while we're taking care of what we need to take care of with this. And it gets him out the way. And as soon as he's going, I appear to be the bully. They look at me like I'm a bully because I ain't accept what just went down. They don't teach you to accept that.
Right.
Question. Who in New York City was rocking for you when everybody was trying to blackball you in the city? Who stood out and said, we
Mr. C.
That's it?
Mr. C created the first show that I did downtown Manhattan. And look, even when the funny came out, because he told me he was a little foodie, I'm like, I'm not involved in your personal choices. That's what he do when he on his personal time. That's his personal time. I was always there for him. Even his funeral, I paid for his funeral. Look, every time, my man, look, he showed up at a time that there was no, it was so crucial. I was so f***ed up, like, when they pick up Bobby and Rowdy and them, Sha Money and them is around that situation. They thinking that they are like, oh, I know what this is, this G Unit. Because they seen the group and they seen the hammers around and shit like that. At that point, I was doing shows. I made it to a point I was doing a show for $8,000. One of the premiere records was I Can Love You Better.
Yeah.
My version of LL Cool J's record.
Yeah.
I did everybody's record over.
Over everybody.
So I was doing this shit and it was like, my targeted audience is the neighborhood. So I'm not making a commercial hit record out of it. I'm taking your commercial hit and making a record that the hood understands.
Yeah.
You said you could love her better. I said she's after my cheddar. You know, and it's a distorted perception of everything that was done for commercial purposes that I'm doing. It's what R&B music is now. R&B is singing a record a rapper would say. He's singing a version of an R&B record that a rapper would say.
Absolutely.
Let me ask you
Right
this. In this day and time, is there any, with technology and how you can build your own fan base, is there any such thing as gatekeepers right now?
Look, we have people that have strong influence, and it's because they've grown in our culture, and the new versions of them made them important. When 21 Savage comes out and he's Red Rum, if you look at the War Angel LP, you see Red Rum. When Pop comes out and you see his version of Many Men, when you're on Gang Time, you got a whole group of niggas over there you know that know who you are.
Yeah.
They would like to knock you off because you mean something to this side. It's easy why you would be feeling like Many Men want death on you, right? So these records connect because the circumstances have changed, but the feelings haven't.
Right.
Time has gone by, but it's the same. You know, and the outlook, even when I talk to the young boys, I'm like, yo, so what's up with them? He's like, oh, no, homie, those are ops, right? I'm like, so what happened? He's like, nah. What it means is he don't even, I don't know.
You don't
I
know.
don't know why they beefing.
That's a fact.
No, he don't even know, but he know those is not cool.
That's it.
That's his information that he received. That's the way he feel about it. And it's real to him because they're gonna act off it. And I go, oh, okay. I ain't gonna pry. Because your path is your path. I know it wasn't tough. It wasn't tough to me. I'm gonna tell you, that's a good kid. Like a good kid. He could have woke up yesterday and decided he all the way in. I'm not telling you not to look at him like I look at him. I'm only saying I see him that way because of how he was around me and his upbringing. Right. And he'll look at me and go, and not even know how to behave that way. Right. Now with you, there may be a different story. You see what I'm saying? And it may be the incident that turns him into a tough for real. Yeah. But and I'm like, it is what it is. Yeah. And I look and I go, oh shit. I didn't see him doing that, but he did that.
Right. The reason I asked you about the gatekeeping, the reason I asked you about who blackballed you, because I just be one of these young kids to know that you don't have to f with 50 Cent. You don't have to f with this person. You don't have to, and you can make it and to be as big as 50 Cent.
Well, listen, look, somebody gotta be next.
Always.
Somebody gotta be next. But then away from that, they gotta come in with a significance of something that's driving it. That's real. You see what I'm saying? Like, don't think about me. Think about the barbershop and the beauty salon, and how they were communicating about it because it was so intense to them. It was so real.
Real talk.
You see what I'm saying?
That's going on all over the world.
Yeah, that's everywhere. And it's like, yo, nah, you better be knowing what's going on around you, because it can just happen and you're just there. If you're not aware of it, you're not gonna feel what's important and what's not important.
Yeah.
And make the right decisions for yourself.
Yeah.
I look at things like, I'm like, yo, bro, I could be so removed from it that I don't have to be conscious of it. The f am I doing talking to these people, girl? Right? You going, no, I don't have to. Right. At all, nigga.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, I get on some J.
Yeah.
Tell you past the great Papa.
Yeah. That's the shit.
And don't even be around, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta think about it. We've seen that transition and that importance is like, let's pick places to make those places important. I look and see what are they doing. If they're doing things, it was seeing you guys have an interview with Jay Prince and them following. The takeoff, they were so sensitive at that point. I can see your uncomfortability in some of the things that you said, like some of the answers and response, because it means you're conscious of what is actually happening.
Right.
Around you, another person will ask that it's an interview. If you're not from the environment, you haven't been subjected to it, so you don't understand what you're saying, and you just say it.
Right.
And you look at YouTube, there's no ramifications for the shit they do. I've seen myself say I didn't say.
Right.
All over the thing. I'm looking like, oh, when I say that, I'm clicking the shit to see what I said if I said it. I'm like, what the f I say that for?
You didn't say it.
I never said that. But they make what they want it to be on YouTube, and it's small enough for you not to have an issue, because if you address it through the legal system, then, look, I'll do it for recreational purposes.
Legal.
When they agitate me, I'll send the lawyers.
How much you pay for lawyers a year? Just
I spend $1 million a year in a year. I spent $24 million in my career so far. I can't wait till I get rich. Just on lawyers.
Damn.
Just if anybody with you.
I spent $24 million in my career on legal fees. I have general counsel. I don't have a manager. I need you to manage me for. I've done every deal 100 times that I would be doing, like for me as a music artist, or for what I need you to do that for.
Get some of my money.
Yeah. They all want to work at a percentage, and you go a percentage of me. Like, you didn't build this. I built it.
So I'm just gonna pay counsel.
Right. That's like I'll even develop management companies to help the artists out, because I'll say, eat what you kill. Let your money, because you know who they put as a manager? Someone they trust. Someone that's not gonna steal the money from you, girl. Imagine, because they meet in the audience before they meet in the record company. If this was hot last night, we put it on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, take off, boom, this thing. Out of nowhere, he starts to become somebody in the culture, because the kids is following it. It's cool. He don't have time. If that happened the first time we wrote a good record, we wouldn't be prepared for it. Right. The nigga, came to me, I was, what's the name sound like Future? He sounded like Future.
I got clubs
Panda,
in
Panda,
Atlanta.
Panda. Yep, I got bros in Atlanta.
Atlanta.
I met with him before he did the deal with Kanye. Had him at the office. I'm like, yo, so let me hear the other records you got. And he's like, I said, that's it.
Yeah.
And the shit was so hot that he had it, I was struggling. And I was like, nah, I can't get that money. Let them give him whatever they're gonna give him. I know who I was
You
when
gotta
I
have
made
some
one
backup
record.
plan, nigga.
When I made one record, I didn't know how to make the next one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
if you have the distraction of a hit record, you move around, you start seeing all these bad. You done been married 3 times this weekend. So if this is done happen, you done got all this confused. You like, what happened? What's your next record? I don't know. I think I like her. I think I love her. You thinking other shit that wasn't even in your thought process prior to that hit.
Right.
So where do you find a hit record? You see what I'm saying? We're not on the same thought pattern that you was when you made the hit. I got bros in Atlanta. I'm like, this is fine. I would ask the radio DJs. I had the radio DJs around. I'm like, yo, so let me ask you a question, right? Because I was doing the Branson shit. Right? And this is my way of making sure that I gave them something back. I've never asked a DJ in anywhere, any territory, anywhere. And I've never had an argument with a DJ outside of DJ Clue because he's a right? He just did some shit that made me look at him like that. But outside of that, I've never had an issue with a DJ, period, right? And it's because I need them.
They still matter?
Huh?
How much do DJs matter right now?
Now look, the kids, the young demo don't give a fuck about what you're talking about when we talking about DJs. Because their streaming is gonna happen before the DJ plays the record.
Right. Right.
When you do play it, I'm already hot, nigga. You playing it because I got an audience.
But they're still important though, because
It
of
is
what
important.
they gave us.
It doesn't make it to the mainstream if they don't touch it.
Yeah, they're important.
But by the time it's happening organically, when it's happening for the first time.
Let me say something. I seen Ross take a shot at you a couple weeks ago about a girl that you're not even with no more. And then, what is it with you and Ross that's just been going on for so long?
I spend it to you, right? Nothing else works for him outside of mentioning me. When things get bad, you mention me. It gets covered further. You see TMZ is say 50 Cent said this is going to be bad for Irv Gotti's career. I get covered across the board. They get covered on the hip hop blogs. It is what it is. And you watch because I have nothing else to say. You just see it happen periodically as it goes. You know, you see that big white elephant, that property he lives at? It costs more than the nightclubs. He's in the nightclubs.
Yeah.
We know what they can give you. They can't pay you more than they can pay you because the room can't hold enough people for them to give you the money to stay there. You can stay until you're a squatter, holding on to the leg of the chair that they're moving. But that's what it is. It's just a part of presentation.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. You can see this. You don't need me to say this. You know this.
Yeah.
Look at it. What kind of rich cut his own grass? Why you out there cutting your own grass? You're trying to save money, nigga? You don't want to pay for the lawn to get cut, huh?
Let me ask you.
The AC broken in the.
Let me ask you this. What do it take for a person to shoot a film? A clean film. It ain't got, not your. To shoot a clean film that's
Don't shoot a film. Shoot a series. A film requires a star.
okay.
We got to make the money back in 3 weekends. We need 30 seconds. We only got 30 seconds to make people want to watch it.
The first 30 seconds.
The 30-second trailer that they put
trailer.
out. 1 minute and 30 seconds. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds to make everybody want to watch this shit. So they got to see somebody and go, oh, okay, yeah, cool. I want to check that out. If you make the series, we watch the shit and go, nah, this is good. We've seen some series catch traction on YouTube, different things that make the series, bro. It doesn't require stars, it requires talent.
Serious.
when people are authentic, they can be playing a character that they can play because they notice behavior.
And the one
And
thing
you
I
go-
said, you made stars.
That's it. They didn't know. Look, bro, I was going, what is wrong with these people? They was acting like, I said, you number one African, I've been number one African American Latina households for 10 years. Multiple shows. I talked to Tyler about it. I watched, he's still putting up number one. I'm there. He'll send it to me in advance. I said, for your eyes only, don't even show nobody else. Okay. This nigga got more. This nigga got more. He got more other shit. And you'll see me start doing things. Since we got here, I didn't even mention the 50 Cent Action, my channel. It'll come, I got 18 hours of premium content that I'm gonna run through there. So you go,
It's just gonna be like Netflix or somewhere. Like it's gonna be.
1,800 hours, it's free television.
It's called 50 Cent Action.
It's ad driven. So there's no fee for you to have that app on your television.
So I can just
Just
download.
click like Netflix, it's downloaded onto your TV and it's free.
And you got the ad revenue is paying for everything.
Power,
Yeah.
everything's there.
So being the fact that I could count like at least 4 stars you done made from TV series. But then when you sit back and you see like Ghost, Amari Hardwick say, I ain't get paid what I was supposed to get paid, and how that make you feel?
Yeah, look, he doesn't mean that to me, right? He'll send a DM, yo, I didn't mean for that to come out like that. They're turning it around into something else. And I go, but that, it still is what it is. They're still saying what they're saying, right? At the end of the day, Ghost was supposed to die where I died.
Oh, you extended it.
I extended it.
Yeah.
I told her she was planning to kill him. See, when people have success for the first time, sometimes they need it to be their own. The problem with working with 50 Cent is it's 50 Cent's show. The writers, multiple writers in the room, real talented. Building this shit, putting it together. There's no one person responsible for a hit TV show. It's multiple people having a moment. The actors are bringing the characters to life. The writers are making it.
It's big.
It's coming together, right?
And it
It's
all
a
starts with the
collective.
writers.
Right, but it
You ain't
starts
got-
on
you
the
gotta
right.
right.
We ain't got nothing.
Don't matter.
So
How many writers you have in the room?
11.
11 writers.
That's the difference because all you recognize is the showrunner. You're only looking at the showrunner.
If you down the ride, from the type to slide, turn it live, blow it 1-9, follow me, know we going live. Shorty looking right.